So then she goes, "You're the best mom ever." And I was like, "You're the best daughter ever." And she goes, you just really expressed my feelings, and nobody's ever, you just like really help you express my feelings. I was like, well, I'll always like try and help you figure out your feelings. If you can like tell me, I'll help you as best as I can. And then she goes, but you just did it. She goes, you did it really right this time. And she goes, and you've never done it right before. Yesterday was my daughter's first musical performance, and now she's doing Bring It On, the musical, the cheerleading one. And something took over me, you guys. I was trying not to be a stage mom like that. Something came over me. And I was like, you want to wear my college cheerleading bow tomorrow to your audition, to your first audition? And then I was like, and look at my college cheerleading ring. She's like, can I wear them? I'm like, they're too big. They're my national champion college cheerleading I can never say this because I'm a cheerleader. National champion college cheerleading rings. They're fake. I tried to pawn them one time and found out they're fake. But anyways, they have a lot of diamonds in them. And I was like, well, you could wear them on a necklace around your neck. Like all the guys used to do, like when I would go to Daytona Nationals when I was in college, the guys who'd won nationals like 8 times would wear a necklace with all their rings around the necklace. So I was like, you could do that. You could wear them around. So I sent my daughter to audition for Bring It On, the musical. And this she has this little outfit. She picked it, but it's kind of like a skirt and a top that matches. So it looks like a cheerleading uniform. My college cheerleading bow and my national champion college cheerleading rings around her neck. And I was like, go shine. Make us proud. I just was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. So she loves it. She's having the time of her life. She has all these rehearsals. Well, yesterday's her show. She has to be there at 3 and her school doesn't get out in time. So I get to pick her up early from school so she can get there. And then she has 2 shows and like all day she's like, so pumped. She's got like her show clothes. She tried to sleep in her jazz shoes the night before. She thought Marco wouldn't notice that she was wearing her jazz shoes to bed because she was so excited about this. And so she does the show. I go to the first one without Benjamin. I have my nanny watch him because Marco's at work. And I'm like, I need to be able to like watch her without having to chase after Benjamin. And she's like so cute. And she knows she's like a stage mom to all the other girls in the show. I see her just like mouthing everybody's lines, like kind of and like singing the song behind them. Like, and then she'll go to her friends like, good job. And then at one point she saw me looking at her, but this other girl was doing a solo and she looked at me and goes, like to watch the other girl. And I was like, okay. So she's like being supportive. And then, the second show, everybody like came alive the second show. The first show, I was a little like, what is going on here? I told Marco, I was like, okay, not to be like a crazy like Texas stage mom cheerleading person, but like I think that's who I actually am. I was like, where are we going next? Because these girls need to like step it up. I couldn't hear any of them. I could only hear Penelope. I was just like, what? They're mic'd. They have their little face mics. Second show, I think they all got like comfortable and settled in, and it was so much better. Not to be like the first show wasn't good, but the first show wasn't good. Okay, God, I'm crazy. And then the second show, this girl like got in Penelope's spot, and you see them like fight. Penelope like gets like, no, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here. And then the lights go down, and we have a video of Penelope going like, as she walks off the stage. And I remember when I was her age, I lived in Colombia and I was doing modeling at John Casablanca Modeling School. And we have a video of me basically doing the exact same thing to somebody else who messed up during the runway show. This girl kept going when she wasn't supposed to go. And I was like, get back. Like, I was like, oh my God, look at my little cheerleader bossing everyone around on stage and knowing everybody's part. And my Marco kept looking at me and being like, and I was like, I know. And Benjamin, meanwhile, is sitting there watching the second show with me. He's almost 2, and he's like losing his mind, so into the show, like trying to repeat the lines. It was so funny. So anyways, we leave the show. This is the part where it really takes a turn. If you're still here, if you're still here, like and subscribe and then listen to this. We're leaving. Penelope did so good. The lead of the show is like obsessed with Penelope. She's so sweet. She's a few years older than her. She's like taking her under her wing, and she was really good, this girl. And she's been like so sweet to Penelope. Something happened. It's like 8:39. Penelope starts like just crying and everything. Everything's making her cry. Like she just like is like losing her mind. She gets bumped and she's like sobbing. She's this and she's crying. And then we're like, what is going on? And she's like she's mad at Marco that he didn't bring her any flowers, even though I brought her flowers before. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're raising Lea Michelle. I was like, I kept being like, oh my God, this is Lea Michelle. What just happened? We have a diva on our hand. She's losing it. Like the lead of the show like wants to exchange numbers with Penelope, and like Penelope's just like crying and like kind of, she like really likes the girl. So she's like taking pictures. I don't know. It's just like something's happening to her. And then we're walking to the car and I'm taking her home and Marco's taking Benjamin, and she like really was like sad that she couldn't go to dinner with her new friend and stuff. And now I'm like, it's almost 9:00. It's Monday. It's a school night. Like everybody's going home and stuff. And then she gets she's like, I don't know why I can't. I was like, what is going on, Penelope? Like what's going on in your body? You know, all the new age parenting stuff. And she's like, I don't know why I just can't stop. I just feel like I need to cry. I can't stop crying. And then I was like, oh, she's having like post-show letdown, adrenaline letdown. Like she doesn't know what to do with all these like feelings in her body after like this is the end of the show. It's not like they're doing it again. It's also like so much. She's been like building up to this thing, and she's been talking about wanting to do this forever. And like this is a huge accomplishment for her, and she wants to celebrate it. And she's like got stuff spinning in her body, you know, like I know the feeling of just like everybody who's done a show or done anything big, it's just like the adrenaline come down is intense. And I have like a very sensitive child, and I was like, okay. And I was like, you know, I feel like, and so I also like, okay, I will tell you this in advance because I didn't tell Marco this in advance when I told him the story. He's like, you should have told me this before. So sometimes when Penelope's emotions are like so intense and I'm like, I get a little like, oh my God, like I get a little flustered because I'm like, I can't do anything to like calm her down. So I was like, I put in my Claude chatbot, Penelope's having like an emotional like, adrenaline rush come down from the show. She's sad about everything. She's mad Marco didn't bring her flowers, even though he did. I just gave them to her myself earlier. They were from both of us. She's like mad about this dinner thing. She's like getting bumped and this and that. And I'm like, I'm just like a little like stuck as to what to do. And so then my chatbot gave me like some tips that led me to my own ideas. Okay. I feel like it was a writing prompt that led me to find my own way of doing it. Because I was like, oh, it was like, she wants to celebrate. Can you even do something small? Like, that's why she wants to go to dinner. And I was like, okay. So then I was like, you know what? I feel like, then I talked to her. I was like, I get what I was like, if you want me to help you figure out what I think is happening with you. She's like, yeah. I was like, I think you're having like a post-show. Like you just have so many feelings in your body. You're like excited, sad, tired. Like you had so much fun. You just like accomplished this thing that you've been wanting to do for so long. And now it's over and you're just like have a lot of feelings and you don't know where to put them. So they're coming out like as you crying, and you should do that. Like that's totally normal, you know? And I think you wanted to go to dinner because you wanted to celebrate this like big thing you did with somebody who was a part of the show. And I was like, we can make a play date. Like, what could we do to celebrate? Because we can't hang out with people tonight. And I was like, do you want to go through a drive-thru and get an ice cream? Something she's never done before. But she was already saying her like stomach kind of hurted because I think she ate a lot of crap there. And she was like, I was like, do you think your stomach can't handle it? She's like, I don't think so. I don't want to do that. And I was like, but I do want to celebrate. And I was like, okay, well, what if she's obsessed with taking a sip of our Diet Coke all the time. So we let her have a sip of Diet Coke. I was like, what if we stop and get mini cans of Diet Coke? And then when we get home, Benjamin will be asleep and me and you and your dad can cheers to the show with mini Diet Cokes. And we can like watch videos of you in the show and talk about the show. And she was like, yeah, let's do that. And so then she goes, you're the best mom ever. And I was like, you're the best daughter ever. And she goes, you just really expressed my feelings and nobody's ever, you just like really help you express my feelings. I was like, well, I'll always like try and help you figure out your feelings. If you can like tell me, I'll help you as best as I can. And then she goes, but you just did it. She goes, you did it really right this time. And she goes, and you've never done it right before. I like held her hand. I was like, oh, I'll always try. I'm like driving and my car's driving for me. I was like holding, and was holding her hand like this while still looking at the road, even though my car was driving for me. And I was like, she's like, you just really did it right this time. I was like, oh, thanks. She goes, and you've never done it right before. And I'm like looking at her in the eyes at that moment. And I was like, okay. And I just wanted to like burst out laughing and be like, thank you, Penelope. So anyways, thanks to my chatbot, I did it right. Marco was like, that's so sad and scary. I was like, it's not really. I feel like I sometimes just need something mirrored back to me of what I'm saying with like a clear, tactical. I'm also, when a kid is like whining and crying nonstop about everything, it's hard to like think straight. So it like anchored me. So I did do it right. Thanks, Claude. We did it right. This is not sponsored by Claude and never will be. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.